Shadar Eloi L'Neiren Kaiser. So this Bar Kamtza got so upset of the story that took place, he sent to Neiren Kaiser, and he told them the whole story, and the king sent to Neiren Kaiser to get moving. The Jews are rebelling. Kikasi, when the Neiren Kaiser came to Yerushalayim, he wanted to test to see if he'll be successful fighting the Jews. So as the Mefarshim say, he did a trick, or not necessarily a trick, he did something which was symbolic back then when people were about to take upon themselves a wage war or anything like that to see if they will be successful. They would do this. What's this? He took Shada Gira Lemizrach, he took an arrow and he shot it to the east. Asa Nafal B'Yerushalayim. The arrow left and it went towards Yerushalayim. He took another arrow and shot it L'Mayriv, shot it to the west. Asa Nafal B'Yerushalayim. It went and it lands they're facing Yerushalayim. There are different interpretations of what exactly happened, but all the arrows ended up facing towards Yerushalayim. La'arba ruchas hashemayim. He took the arrows and shot it to all directions. Asa nafal b'Yerushalayim. They all fell towards Yerushalayim. So he saw right away that something's fishy here. It looks like Hashem is allowing him to fight war against Klal Yisrael. So he does the next plan B. He says, okay, let me see if all is well. Amalei Yenuka, he sees a young child. It's interesting that you find that even a Kaser, Neiren Kaser, did this. He stopped the child and he said, Psaikli Pesukech, please tell me what you've studied in school today. Maybe he could hear a lesson that if Hashem was happy with what's taking place. Amalei, so the child told him, I learned a pasuk, where the pasuk in Yecheskel says, "V'nasati es nikmasi be'edim b'yad ami Yisrael." Hashem says that I'll take revenge in Edom through my people, the Yidden. And so this is a pasuk for Edom, for being not nice to Klal Yisrael. They will eventually get hurt. They will get damaged. Hashem will punish them. So when Neiren Kaiser hears the child saying this, Amar, he says, you want me to fight Yerushalayim? You know what's going to happen? Yes, it looks good. Right now the arrows are pointing that direction, and I'll be successful. But eventually what will happen to me is what I just heard the child saying about Edom, that Hashem will take revenge. So Amar, he says, Kucha berichu boy lacharuve beise. Obviously, Hashem wants to destroy his home. He wants to destroy his Beis HaMikdash. But uboi lechapure yidei bahu gavra. But he wants to keep his hands clean in this person, by this person. In other words, he doesn't want to do it himself, kvayochel. He wants somebody else to do it, a person like me to do it, and then punish me for what I did. I was the messenger to destroy the Beis HaMikdash. No. I'm not doing it. Arak v'azo v'igayer. He left. He went away and he converted and he became a Jew. V'nafak minei Rab Meir. And the great sage Rab Meir is a descendant from this Neiren Kaiser. So we still don't have the Churban yet. We don't see the bad part of the story that happened. Shedare Eloi las Pasionus Kaiser. So he sent a shliach to another general, another Kaiser, Aspasionus. Now he was trouble. Asa, he came. Sod Allah, Tlos Shni. He held siege around Yerushalayim for 3 years. Now, Yerushalayim was under siege for 3 years, no in, no out. And how are people meant to survive? So the Gemara goes on to say, Havaba Hanu Tlasa Asiri. There were 3 very wealthy people in Yerushalayim. And these 3 very wealthy people, as Mefarshim say, were not only wealthy, but they were also very kind people. And when push comes to shove, they took the responsibility on their shoulders. They said, Klal Yisrael in Yerushalayim is in real tzaris. Each one of us will take upon ourselves a responsibility to support everybody. The three people are called Nakdimoin ben Gurion, Nakdimoin the son of Gurion, ben Kalba Savua, uben Tzitzis Haksos. Each one of them has a funny name, and the Gemara is going to explain where the name comes from. Nakdimoin ben Gurion. Why is he called Nakdimoin? So the Gemara says, Shanok daloi chama ba'avuroi. Because of him, the chama, the sun, punctured through the clouds. The sun was light. It was light longer than it was supposed to. Even into nighttime, the sun punctured through. There's a famous story that somebody had to pay off a loan, and he promised to be at a certain date, and the date was about to finish. So the sun came through the clouds. It looked like it was still day, and he was involved in that story. So Hashem made this miracle that Nakdaloi, the Nakdimoin, it penetrated, it burst through the Chama, the sun burst through the clouds in his honor. So this is the first rich man, the first Gvir, Nakdimoin ben Gurion. Ben Kalba Savua is the second rich man. What kind of name is this? So Kalba, Kelev means a dog. So why would you give somebody such a title? He was such a wealthy person and such a nice person. Shekol hanichnas leveisei kishehu roiv kikelev, because anybody that would walk into his house, enter his house, hungry as a dog, and the Mefarshim say dogs have the most difficult to find their own mezonos, their own food. So that's an expression of somebody very, very hungry. You say hungry as a dog. So if somebody came hungry as a dog into his home, Yoitse Kishu Saveya would leave satisfied, full. So that's why his name became Kalba Savua. And the third rich man, his name was Ben Tzitzis Haksos. Ksos is a pillow. What tzitzis? We know what kind of name is this? Shaisa Tzitzisoi Nigreses. Shaisa Tzitzisoi Nigreres Al Gabe Kisosois. His tzitzis, his garments would drag. He didn't allow the garments to drag on the floor. He had people putting, like today we say, carpets. Wherever he walked, he had like pillows. He stepped on uncomfortable things. That's how rich he was. Ikeda Amri. Others that say, if you think about it, the first explanation of his name doesn't say of a nice act that he did. It just said how rich he was. The other ones are stories showing what kind of kind people they were. So there's another opinion that says, he was such an honorable person that he was honored even by the greats of Rome. He used to mingle with them, and these three people were willing to help, take upon themselves to support Klal Yisrael in Yerushalayim. Chad Amalahu, one of the three said, Ana Zainalahu Bechiti Vesari. I take upon myself to supply for everybody wheat and barley. It's on me. Chad Amalahu, the second person says, I take upon myself b'dechamra u'b'demilcha u'mishcha. I will give oil, salt, and wine. That's on me. V'chad amalahu, and the third one said b'detzivi. I will take upon myself wood. So you think to yourself, wood. Wine, food, barley, wheat. Those are the important ones. Says the Gemara, "V'shabchu Rabbanan l'detzivi." The Rabbanan gave special praise to the one who took upon himself to support everybody with wood. Why? Because of Rav Chisda. There is a statement that Rav Chisda said, Kol aklidi, or Rav Chisda acted. Rav Chisda used to do, Kol aklidi have a masar l'shami, all keys to all storage houses. Rav Chisda allowed his attendant, his helpers to have, bar miditzivi, the storage place for wood, where he kept the logs, he kept the wood, that he didn't give to anybody. Why? Rav Chisda, because Rav Chisda said, Akalba the chiti, boy shitin akalva the tzivi. To bake bread, let's say, I'm not going to use the terms, the amounts that the Gemara says. If you want to break 100 pounds of bread from sacks of wheat, you need that person's wheat, sacks of wheat, to make 100 pounds of bread. But for every sack of wheat, you need double or triple or even more wood. So it should be able to become into bread. So therefore, without the wood, no flour is becoming into bread. So the most precious thing here is wood. All right, so we have three great rich men, genuine people, helping people that are supporting and keeping the Yidden safe, even though they're under siege. Havalu lemezen esrim v'chad shonim shata. They had in their storage house, these three would have been able to support the Yidden Yerushalayim for at least 21 years. All right, so we're safe a little. Hava behu hanu biryoini. But amongst the Yidden Yerushalayim, there were some biryoinim. Biryoinim, Rashi says, Anashim reikim upoichzim lamilchama. Anashim reikim means just the lowlifes. They were just simple lowlifes, troublemakers. They came to the Chachamim, Amluhu Rabbanon. So the Chachamim came to them, and the Chachamim say, you know what? We're in this trouble. We're under siege. Neifuk v'navid shlama b'hadayu. Let's go out, talk to the Romans, and let's make peace with the Romans. Lo yishavkinu. These lowlifes, the Biryonim, did not allow the Chachamim to do this. Amalahu. So they say to the Chachamim, not only we're not going to allow peace, Neipuk v'navit krava ba'dayu. Let's go fight them. Let's make a war against the Romans. Amalahu Rabbanon. So the Rabbanon said, you're going to fight the Romans? Loi mistaya milsa. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We're not going to be able to do it. So what is this to fight the Romans? Kamu. They went. They were upset at what the Chachamim are not taking their stance. They went. Kilanu lahanu ambari dechiti v'sari. They went and put on fire the storage places of where they have the wheat, the storage places of where they have the barley, and because of what they did, v'havik kafna, and there is now a hunger because there's no food, there's no more wheat and barley. This is all because of some lowlifes that wanted to fight. The Romans. They wanted to wage war. Now a hunger breaks out. A minute ago we spoke about three great people. Now the Gemara goes on to explain how bad the hunger was. I'll go a little quicker now. Marsa bas Maisus, Asir Tor de Yerushalayim Havia. There was this woman, Marsa bas Maisus, Marsa, the daughter of Baisus. She was one of the wealthiest people in Yerushalayim. And it was getting tough. She was already losing. So Shedarta Lishlucha, she sent out her messenger to get food for Amarle. She says, Zil Aisili Samida, go get me some flour. I got to make some bread. I got to eat. Ada Azul, until this messenger went to the marketplace, is Dabin. All flour was sold. It was good flour. Asa, he comes back. Amala, he tells her, Smida Leika. Regular good flour there isn't anymore. Chivarta Ika, but white bread, the cheap flour, there is. Amrale, she said, what should I do? Zilai go, please get me some of that. Ad Azal, until the messenger got to the marketplace, is Daban. There was no white flour left. Asiv Amrla, he comes back, the messenger comes back and says, Chivarta Leika. I'm sorry, madam, there is no white flour, but Gushkara Ika. But there is flour made of the cheaper, from cheaper grain. Amrale, she says, Zilai, please bring me some of that. Ada Azul, until he managed to go back to the marketplace, is Daban. You didn't even have that. That was sold. Asa v'amra, so the messenger comes back and says to her, I'm sorry, madam. Gushkara Leika, even this flour there isn't. Kimcha desari, there's only barley, crushed flour from barley. Amrale, she says, please, Zil Isali, go get me some barley flour. Adazul, by the time he got there, is Daban. Even that was sold. That's how bad the hunger was. Hava shlifa misana. So she was barefoot. She was barefoot at that time. Amra, she said, Apuk, let me myself, I will go out, and I will see, could I find something to eat? I'm starving. I asivla parta bekara. So as she was walking, she was barefoot, she was walking, she stepped into dirt, animal dirt. And because she was such a wealthy person, she was such a delicate person, her barefoot to go into animal dirt was so disgusting for her that Nebach Rachmano Litzlanu Mesa, she passed out, she passed away. Kari Allah Rabbi Yochanan Bazakai. So Rabbi Yochanan Bazakai spoke about this woman. He referred to her by this pasuk: Haraka v'cha, the very soft amongst you. There's a pasuk that says in Chumash, V'hanuga, and the very sensitive ones, Asher lo nisasa kaf ragla, that their feet haven't stepped in. Meaning to say, they're so sensitive, Rahman al-Islan, when Hashem punishes, this is one of the way somebody gets punished. So the first part of the Gemara says that she passed away because she stepped into dirt, and she wasn't ready for that. Ikadamri, others say it wasn't that she stepped into something dirty, rather groigros de Rab Tzadik achla. She ate the dried fig that Rabbi Tzadik ate, and because she ate his leftover food, something that was completely bitten and chewed, it was disgusting to her, and she was such a sensitive woman that caused her to die. The Gemara is just showing you how the level of hunger was taking place then. What was this fig of Rabbi Tzadik? The Rabbi Tzadik Yosef Arban Shnim B'Tanisa. Rabbi Tzadik was so in prayer that the Yerushalayim should be safe and it shouldn't be, no harm should happen to Klal Yisrael, that Rabbi Tzadik sat 40 years in fast, the Lalechar of Yerushalayim, that Yerushalayim should not be destroyed. So for 40 days, he fasted. Obviously, he was a sick man. So Kihava Ochil, when he had to eat, he had his very, very strict diet, what he was able to eat. So he was so hungry, his body took such a beating from this 40 years of fasting, that Kihava Ochil Midi, anything he ever ate, have a mischazoi me'abro. You were able to see, looking at him, you could see how the food is going down his body. V'chihavi bari, and when they were making him feel better, when they were getting him back to normal, they were trying to getting him back healthy. Ma'isile groigris, they brought him a fig. Moyitz maihu ushteluhu. What he would do, it was chew on it, suck on it, to take out its liquid, take out whatever. That's as much as he was able to do, and then he would throw it away. So this is what she ate, and because she became so disgusted, she passed out. Ki have nicha nafsha. When this woman, Marsa Basbaisis, saw that she's about to pass out, and she was this very wealthy woman, afikta l'chol dahava v'kasba, she took out all the gold and silver that she owned, shidei b'shuka, she threw it out into the market. Amra, she says, hi, l'mai mi boile, what do I need this for? What do I need this money now that where I'm up to? V'hainu diksiv, and this is what the pasuk says, kaspam b'chutzos yashlichu, that Nebuch in troubled times, and the Yidden are going through troubled times, their money will be spilling out in the garbage, everywhere. All right, back to the story. So this just showed the strong hunger that took place that time, and that was because that the Biryonin, the lowlifes, burnt down the storage places of the barley, of the wheat and barley, and therefore a hunger happened. Who were these Biryonim? So the Gemara goes on to say, Abba Sikra, Reish Biryonim the Yerushalayim. Abba Sikra was the head of these lowlifes, but he wasn't just a regular person. He came from a royal family. He was Bar Achte the Rabbi Yochanan Bazakai Hava. He was the son. The head of the lowlifes was the son of the sister of Rabbi Yochanan Bazakai. The great Rabbi Yochanan Bazakai's sister had a son called Abba Sikra, and he's the head of the lowlifes. Shalach lei. So Rabbi Yochanan Bazakai called for him, and he said, Ta betzino legaboy, please come to me quietly. Asa, so he appeared. Amalei, he said, Rabbi Yochanan turns to his nephew and says, At ema saviditu hachi. How long? What are you doing? V'katlisu leila alma gebekafna, and you're going to kill all the people in hunger. It's your stubbornness. Amalei, so the Abba Sikra says, my Ivid, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? The amina lahu midi katkale. If I tell my boys something that they don't want to hear, they're going to kill me. What can I do for you?